Hey guys, this is John Bolmore with John's Breakfast Club, and in today's video I want to talk about wet wipes. Well, actually, I don't want to talk directly about wet wipes. What I do want to talk about is understanding others' higher standards. Now, growing up, I was led to believe that it was normal to look down on people with higher standards than myself. One excellent example of this is the popular movie American Pie. Now, in that movie, there's a character who refuses to use any other lavatory than his own lavatory at home. And this, of course, is noticed by his friends and fellow students because every time at lunch break, he heads home to go do his business. Now, that person is basically bullied in the movie for refusing to use public lavatories by his friends and fellow students. But I want to challenge the thought that perhaps he knows something that we should know, and that he's in the right for only using his own lavatory back at home. And one argument that I have to support his case is this. At home, he gets to use wet wipes. Well, I'm not sure where I'm going with this. Okay, I do know where I'm going with this, but okay, just follow me through here. So in most of Europe, I know for sure, probably in most of America as well, and in most of Asia, there's a culture around always using a bidet or sort of like a small shower after you've gone to the lavatory, right? And I want to support his case that his high standard is actually the right one. By refusing to using public lavatories, unless he has to, of course, he's set himself up for a higher standard and a good hygiene. When he goes to the lavatory back at home, he can use wet wipes, or he can use the bidet, or perhaps he has a small shower. I'm not going to go into any more detail about it, but bullying people because they have a higher standard is the wrong way to go about it. All we have to ask ourselves whenever we see someone with a higher standard than us is, what can I learn from this? Now, there is a connection with style here, and that is that when I went to high school, there was this kid in a class below me who always wore polo shirts, V-neck sweaters, chinos. He was very tidy looking and very unfashionable looking as well. So when all the cool kids got their latest fix with fashion clothes and trendy brands and stuff like that, he was always sort of left out because he wore the same clothes every day. They were very neat and very grown up, but they weren't fashionable. So he was kind of left out in the cold. However, when we finished high school and went on to college and then started to applying jobs, he was miles ahead of us. How? Well, because of this. He had basically practiced wearing grown-up clothes for 3, 4, 5, 6 years longer than most of us. He was accustomed to how to present himself with an employer, how to dress correctly for the occasion, and how to sort of dress with empathy and respect for the people he was meeting. So when it came to selling himself, to dressing in a way that promoted his story and his values, he was miles ahead of us. So what we should have done, instead of looking down on the plain and ordinary way he dressed, we should have asked ourselves back in high school, what does he know that we don't know? Now, if you want to know more about how to get an effective and sustainable style that helps you sell yourself and your values, please check out my Facebook group, Effective and Sustainable Style. That's also where you can interact with me directly, where you get access to content just like this and much more 14 days before anywhere else on the internet, and where you can share tips, ideas, and feedback with fellow members. I'm John Bolmore, a style coach for professional communicators, and I'll see you in the next one.